guys, this is Justin from the Survival Review, and I just saw one of the coolest action movies of this year, The Expendables 2. Yeah. One push is all you need. A sister's philosophy. We watch with wounded eyes. So I hope you recognize the front line. Don't worry, I'll be fine. The story is just beginning. I'll just start out just to give a quick view of the plot, which again is pretty simple. The movie starts out with Sylvester Stallone and his team, and they go on this mission to find this kind of like blueprint for like plutonium, and then something goes wrong. It gets into the bad guy's hands, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, and one of their crew members ends up getting killed in the process, and the Expendables, they want revenge. So yeah, that's the gist of the plot. Well, I won't go over the performances again because they're the same. They're just there. It's fun. There's nothing real special. Just the usual stuff. It's awesome. You can tell like all the actors are having fun. Like Van Damme, Wilson, Schwarzenegger, and Chuck Norris. All the new guys, kind of new guys. They're all having fun, and even what's his name? The young guy Hemsworth. That was his first name. Sorry about that. Even he does a decent job. He's okay. Like I can tolerate him better than like Shia LaBeouf or somebody like that. So him in the movie, he wasn't too bad. I bought it. Now the thing about this movie is, it's when you guys went and saw the first Expendables and you sat down in the theater or put a DVD on or whatever, the movie you expected, this is that movie. This is the movie you expected when you put on the first Expendables, which you didn't get when you just saw the first Expendables, but you're getting it now. Everything's there. The biggest problem with the first film, they fixed all the problems with the first movie. Well, mostly. The majority of the problems. All the overuse of CGI blood, that's all been taken down. There's still a decent amount of it, but it's been done so where it's not as noticeable in your, it's like, more like noticeable. Yeah. And a lot of the shaky camera work, all the fight scenes and stuff like that, there's like none of that there. It's all well shot stuff. So already they fixed that problem, which is awesome. All the characters, for the most part, get a decent amount of screen time, except for Jet Li, but you'll see when you see the movie. That's disappointing. And there is actually a good, not as much. In the first movie, there wasn't a lot of action in the middle. And there is a ton of moments where there's not a lot of action, but they did it right this time. The first movie, the problem with the lack of action was not that there was a lack of action, it was the fact that it was a lack of like a group. It was just like, oh, this scene it's Stallone doing something with Statham. Oh, in this scene it's, Stallone doing something with Jet Li. But in the second movie, all like the downtime and stuff like that is with the team. So you really feel like you're with the team like the whole movie. You feel like it's a team movie. First movie kind of felt like Stallone and gang, didn't really feel like the team thing. So that was vastly improved. And let's see, another great thing. Schwarzenegger and Willis, they have more screen time. They're still kind of like overlong cameos. They're not like major roles. But when they're on the screen, it's awesome. They're shooting up stuff, and it's glorious. It's wonderful. Chuck Norris, he's not in it as much as most people hope. Kind of the same thing with Willis and Schwarzenegger, but at least it's not like in Expendables, like the Expendables 1 scene with Willis and Schwarzenegger, where it's just like one scene, they talk and they go separate ways. Chuck Norris has a decent amount to do. Not as much as he should, but his entrance is one of the best entrances. It's hilarious. He has some great lines. It's just awesome. Wow. That's awesome. And we'll talk to some of the problems. As much as Van Damme is great as a villain, he doesn't have enough screen time. Like for the most part, you can kind of accept it for Norris or Chuck Norris, Schwarzenegger and Willis, because like that's kind of like their parts, you know. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but like for Van Damme, he's the main villain. He's the main bad guy, and in the middle of the movie, he's only in like 2 or 3 scenes at the most. Like he's not in as much as you want, and he does a good job. He's fun as the villain. So that's a problem. Is that fact that there's not enough for him to do. But when he does stuff, when he fights, his fight scene with Stallone is a little short and a little kind of like overpowering, but it's still fun. Like Stallone kind of like, I don't want to give it away, but it's not as awesome, but it's still pretty awesome. It's like when they meet up and you're just like, yeah, such a fun movie. And it's like I said, it's everything you'd expect. You expected from the first movie. That the first movie didn't deliver. This one delivers it. It's like they understood. They're like, okay, here's what the problems of the first movie. Because the first movie was supposed to be this big action movie with all these stars, and it wasn't. So like, okay, we gotta do that with the second one. And they did. Some of the, not problems, some like the first movie I think had a pretty good amount of like funny lines that you kind of like laughed with. This one does, but I feel like not as much, and there's a lot more kind of like cringeworthy bad kind of lines. For the most part, like, so that part, the first movie does kind of do a little bit better. But the action stuff, wow, the ending of the movie, the ending of the first film, the body count, that giant 20-minute scene with like over 100 people dying in that's the opening scene of the second movie. That's how much they amped it up. That's the opening scene of the movie is this giant action scene. Like you've seen it in the trailers where they're in like those like armored vehicles with like there's like stuff written on it, like knock knock and stuff like that. And they're like crashing and stuff. You're like, oh, it's probably gonna happen later on. That's the beginning of the movie. And it's fun to the one-liners. There's some great moments. And I can spoil it to you, right after the part that's in the trailer where Schwarzenegger says, I'll be back. And you know, Bruce Willis goes like, you've been back enough, I'll be back. Schwarzenegger's response to that, it's great. I love that. That was great. I love that part. And it's an entertaining movie. And so, I guess I'll go to the rating. Even though, like I said, like in some characters' screen time, Van Damme, especially Jet Li, the movie is not great, but like really entertaining. So I feel out of 10, I'd give it an 8.5. Definitely real worth seeing it, and fun movie, and just great way to end the summer for like movies. That ends on a definite high note, and that's about it, and talk to you later.